All right, everyone. Welcome to tonight's game. It's not every day you get a group like this around the table. I'm Reggie, and I'll be your dungeon master. Let's start with some introductions. Tell us who you are and who you're playing tonight. Chief, why don't you start us off?
Well, first off, thanks for the invite, Reggie. I don't get a lot of downtime, so this seemed interesting. I'm playing Bastion, a human fighter, Battlemaster subclass. Fighters are straightforward. No magic, no tricks, just skill, discipline, and a good strategy. Bastion feels like someone I'd trust to have my back in a fight, and I figured, why not bring that into the game? Besides, I didn't want to get stuck figuring out spells.
No magic, huh, Chief? I wouldn't have guessed. But yeah, that checks out. You've always been more about action than flash. And I'm guessing Bastion's trust to have my back bit is just your way of saying we should all stick behind you when things go south.
I'm expecting that's going to be the case.
Well, as long as you don't mind a few arrows flying past your head, I can work with that. And since I'm already giving you grief, I might as well go next. So I'm playing Elowin, a half-elf ranger. When I saw the ranger class, it just clicked. Tracking, surviving in the wild, making tough shots. Those are the things I know best. And the ranger's abilities, they're practical. No wasted movements, no unnecessary risks, just precision and instinct. And I figured it's always good to have someone around who knows how to hit a target without causing a scene.
Not sure why you're looking at me when you say that. Do I look like a walking catastrophe to you?
You really want me to answer that?
You know what? You're probably right. Anyways, so first off, I ain't as familiar with all this as the rest of you seem to be. Just figured I'd give it a shot. See what all the fuss is about. And anything to get the chief to stop spamming me with invites.
Asking 2 times in the span of 6 months hardly counts as spamming.
You know, I'm just messing with you, Chief. Glad you're here too, though. I thought you would have been late to something again. Saving the galaxy probably takes up a lot of time on your schedule.
I'm here, aren't I? Guess that means the galaxy can take care of itself for one night.
Right. Because nothing ever goes wrong when you're not around. Very reassuring.
All right, let's get back on track. I'm playing Rowan, a human paladin. Oath of Redemption or something like that. From what I can tell, he's a guy who tries to help people fix their mistakes. Second chances and all that. Felt like something I could work with.
You? Playing a peacemaker?
Yeah, well, don't get too used to it. Seems like Rowan's also got a sword for when talking don't work. Figured I'd stick to something simple. Big sword, shiny armor, no magic to worry about. At least I think that's how it works.
Unfamiliarity with mechanics is not detrimental. Assistance will be provided as required.
See? That's the kind of team spirit I like. All right, Metal Man, let's hear it.
My character's designation is Ferrum 7. BT is my own designation.
Right. Ferrum 7? Sure. Don't take it personal if I call you BT half the time. Just rolls off the tongue easier.
Acknowledged. My original purpose was to assist and protect in high-risk combat scenarios. However, for this session, I am adapting to the requirements of this tabletop environment. I am Ferrum 7, a warforged artificer. My character was constructed for innovation, adaptability, and precision in complex operations. The Artificer class reflects these attributes and provides both mechanical expertise and strategic versatility.
Wait, so you're telling me you're basically playing yourself? Like you just added a medieval filter to BT and called it a day?
Not entirely accurate. The character's development involves creative adaptation within the framework of this activity. However, similarities are apparent. Ferrum 7 is equipped with both mechanical expertise and combat readiness.
I told you, he's not role-playing. He's just running the medieval expansion pack of himself. Probably locked behind some weird premium unlock, too.
Yeah, with a price tag that somehow costs more than the original setup. But hey, it's exclusive, right?
Exclusive. and definitely not worth the headache. Good thing Ferrum doesn't need a subscription to stay useful.
Yeah, but don't get too comfortable, Ferrum. You're probably on someone's spreadsheet somewhere, marked down as replaceable.
Efficiency and utility remain the optimal determinants of value. I am not replaceable.
Of course you're not. And for the record, none of that spreadsheet garbage is on you, Ferrum. That's on the people making bad calls, not the ones building something worthwhile.
Exactly. If there's one thing they got right, it's putting you together the way they did. That's on the people who actually know what they're doing, not the ones chasing numbers.
Ferrum's proof that sometimes the right folks can make something amazing, even when they've got suits breathing down their necks.
Your reassurances are noted and appreciated. Group cohesion appears to be improving. This is optimal.
Glad to see the party morale is high. Looks like we've got a solid lineup here. Now that introductions are finished, you guys ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
Let's get
get
this
started.
thing
Body is
going
ready.
then.
All right, your story begins in the heart of Waterdeep. It's a place of towering spires, bustling marketplaces, and shadowy alleys where secrets change hands as often as gold. Tonight, the city feels alive with the energy of opportunity and danger, and the bustling streets are filled with the sounds of merchants closing shop and taverns coming alive. You've chosen the Wandering Blade, a well-worn tavern tucked in the trades ward. The room is lively tonight, with adventurers, traders, and locals swapping stories. The air smells of roasted meat and wood smoke, and the faint sound of a bard tuning their lute drifts from a corner stage.
Oh, perfect. I know just what to ask to liven this place up a bit.
I love the enthusiasm, Rowan. But let me finish setting the stage first.
Right, sorry. Just got a little too excited and got ahead of myself.
Don't worry about it, buddy. We're all here for a fun time. Because if it's not fun, why bother?
You raise an excellent point, my friend. I'll drink to that.
Save me one for later, man. But like I was saying, you're seated at a round table near the back of the room, a spot that offers a good view of the crowd, but keeps you out of the limelight. Maybe you're here to unwind, plan your next move, or simply enjoy a quiet evening in the company of familiar faces. Whatever the reason, you're here, and the night is yours. But as you settle in, something unusual catches your attention. Near the bar, a young woman in a tattered cloak is speaking with a group of rough-looking men. She keeps her voice low, but her body language is tense, like a cornered animal. One of the men leans forward, his tone loud enough to carry across the room. You're a long way from home, aren't you? Do you know how much they're paying to bring you in? The woman's face pales, and her eyes dart toward the exit, then toward your table. For the briefest moment, her gaze meets yours, a silent plea for help written across her face. The men begin to stand, their hands drifting toward weapons. So what do you guys want to do?
All right, that's enough of that. I'm gonna walk over to the bar, and I stop just close enough for them to hear me loud and clear. Why don't you boys step away from the lady and find something better to do with your evening? Like leaving while you still can.
Oh my god.
The thugs turn to face you, their sneers practically dripping with disdain. The lead thug sizes you up, clearly unimpressed. Well, look at this little man playing hero. You don't know what you're sticking your nose into, bozo. You've got two choices. Walk away or crawl away when we're done with you, he says, as he spits on the floor in front of you.
Oh, hell nah.
Initiate
Beat his
physical
ass, Rowan.
engagement. Target leader for maximum demoralization of hostile forces.
Make it quick. The guy looks like he hasn't dodged a punch in years.
All right, if you insist. Reggie, I'm gonna punch this guy in the damn face.
You ball your fist and take a swing at the lead thug. Go ahead and roll to hit. This will be a melee attack, so add your strength modifier and proficiency bonus.
Hold on, strength modifier. Proficiency bonus? You're talking like I know what any of that means.
Look at your sheet, Arthur. Your strength modifier is that little number next to your strength stat. And your proficiency bonus is... what is it at level 1? +2.
So that's the +2 next to my strength? I just add that to whatever I roll?
Take the number you roll on the die, add your strength modifier, and then add 2 for proficiency.
All right, no need to make me feel slow.
What?
I'll roll
I
this
didn't think I
thing and
was.
see what happens. 15 total. That good enough to hit?
Yep, that'll do it. You clock him square in the jaw. Now roll 1d4 for damage and add your strength modifier to the total.
The 1d4 is the one that looks like a triangle.
Right. The triangle one. Sure, I knew that.
Sure you did.
Hey, just testing you lot. So, damage roll. Rolled a 3. Add my strength modifier. That's another 2. So 5 total.
Your fist crashes into the thug's jaw with a satisfying thud. His head snaps to the side, and he stumbles back, clutching his face. Blood trickles from the corner of his mouth as he snarls. Big mistake, pretty boy. You're gonna pay for that.
Pretty boy? You're kidding me. Pretty boy!
The other thug immediately start drawing their weapons, their eyes fixed on you and your group. The crowd pulls back, leaving a circle around the scene. With that, I am going to need everyone to roll for initiative.
13.
17.
Damn, that's a 7.
16.
Ferrum, you're up first.
Engaging closest hostile with primary ranged weapon. 6. Does this hit?
Nope, your bolt flies just past the thug, embedding itself into the tavern wall. The patrons nearby flinch and duck.
Deploying secondary crossbow.
Wait a second. You've got 2 crossbows? Ain't that a bit much?
This combat approach utilizes a feature called two-weapon fighting. It permits an additional attack with a light weapon as a bonus action. Secondary crossbow meets criteria.
Huh. Still feels like overkill to me, but hey, if it works...
Rolling to hit. 13. Does this connect?
That does the trick.
Damage roll. 8 points total.
The second bolt hits its mark. The bolt slams into the thug's side. He stumbles, gripping the shaft of the bolt, as blood seeps through his tunic. His face twists in pain, but his resolve doesn't falter. His eyes locking onto Ferrum with a dangerous glint. Ferrum, any movement or repositioning?
Repositioning unnecessary. Turn concluded.
Bastion, you're up. What's your move?
I'm moving up to the injured thug with my great axe. 17 to hit. I assume that connects.
Oh, that definitely hits. Roll for damage.
That's a 12 total.
You close the gap with a measured stride, your great axe swinging in a deadly arc. The blade slams into the thug's side with a sickening crunch. He lets out a pained gasp, dropping his weapon as he collapses to the ground, unconscious and bleeding out. The leader glances at his fallen companion, his sneer twisting into a furious scowl as he locks eyes with you. Anything else you'd like to do before ending your turn?
Yeah, I'm moving up on the leader. Rowan could use a little backup.
Rowan, you're up next.
I'm going for another swing, straight at his jaw. Gonna teach him not to run his mouth. 14. That hit?
Yep, that hits.
3 damage.
Your fist connects with the leader's face again. Not quite as hard this time, but enough to leave him reeling. He stumbles back a step, glaring daggers at you as blood trickles from his nose. He's hurt, but he's still standing. What else you doing, Rowan?
Not much more I can do besides stand here and wait for him to hit back, so I'll just end it right here.
Now it's the thug leader's turn. He's going to lunge with his short sword, aiming a wild slash at Rowan. 16. Does it hit?
What? I thought this was just gonna be a good old fist fight. Didn't know he was gonna pull steel on me.
That opportunity probably flew out the window the moment Bastian killed his friend.
But no, not even close to hitting me.
Well, the thug looks just as frustrated as you sound. His slash cuts through empty air, clearly realizing he's underestimated you. Elowyn, you're up next.
I'm moving in on the leader and attacking with my short sword, hopefully finishing the job. 19 to hit, and 6 damage.
Elowyn's short sword flashes in the tavern light, slicing into the leader's side. He grunts in pain, gripping his wound. He's hurt, but still standing. Anything else?
Nope. I'll stay right here.
Ferrum, you're up then.
Engaging primary hostile with dual crossbows. First attack roll. 15. Damage output. 8. Second attack roll. 21. Damage output. 4.
Well, Ferrum, how do you want to do this?
That sounds vaguely familiar,
Nope, came up with it myself.
but I could have sworn I heard it on YouTube
Anyways,
somewhere.
finish this guy off, Ferrum.
I target his weapon hand, pinning it to his chest with the first bolt. The second shot follows immediately, piercing the joint in his shoulder, rendering him immobile. Hostile neutralized. Threat level 0.
Well, I reckon that's one way to finish a fight. Remind me not to get on your bad side.
Did you really have to pin his hand to his chest? You know, people can just fall over when you hit them hard enough, right?
Efficient. Brutal, but efficient. I've seen worse. But maybe dial it back a little next time.
Well, that was memorable. Ferrum, I think the bartender's going to need a mop and a stiff drink. On that note, I think I'm ready to call it an end to our first session. Take care, guys.